Welcome back to the Impact Show. I'm your host. My name's Jeremy, and currently Maddie's walking around the studio trying to find something. I have no idea what she's doing, but
back.
Okay, she got situated, but yeah, so she wasn't properly planned for the entrance.
I was not. Well, I was. I thought I was, and then
I think she realized she lost her pen or something, so she started scurrying around, and I was extremely distracted. But hey, we're so glad that you have joined us for episode number 44. What is that noise? Was that? It's not me.
it's
Okay.
probably me. All right.
Sorry, episode number 44. Wow, that sounds cool. So, last week was episode number 43, and we had covered the mandate of meekness, being meek. And that was Joshua Johnson was here with us. We covered that very thoroughly, and I'm willing to bet that Maddie has not prepared her takeaway.
This is true. You know me very well. 44 episodes in, and you've got me covered.
It got you figured out. So, do you recall what meekness is? Or, I mean, obviously, we it's been a while since we had that, but wasn't that long ago. What did we learn about, Maddie?
It's not, one thing that I said in the episode was it's not something, like, you really have to work at it. It's not something that just comes easily or like you're naturally born with. And I think that that's hard because I've thought about it a lot. But it's kind of how you handle things, right? Like your response
versus react.
Yeah,
it's good. Meekness is important. And yes, so as we talk about, Maddie, most of these attributes are not natural. They're not natural to the natural man.
Right.
They have to be worked at and practiced, and you have to have your reps. And so part of our podcast is helping others have the reps. So anyway, cool. So if you remember, my favorite part about being meek was, and if you remember, I think I said it in the show, Jordan Peterson talked about having a sword and knowing how to use it, being trained with it to kill, yet keeping it sheathed. That was the best definition of meekness. I really liked that. So, all right. So let's move on. Let's just get right into it. Episode number 44 is today, and that is the mandate of honesty. And so, yeah, it sounds like, we already know about honesty. Well, you might be surprised. Do you know, trivia here, can anybody tell me which mandate we're on? What number? Like, how many mandates have we studied? There's how many total first? The question first, Maddie, the first question is how many total mandates are there?
I know this.
How many?
There's 20.
Okay. There's 20. Yes, that's correct. And which number are we on?
Well, I feel like just to be honest here.
Good.
You already told me how many we had left prior to us.
Did I?
Yeah.
I told you how many? 4?
Mm-hmm.
Golly, I gave it away.
So we are on mandate number 16.
No.
What?
17. This is 17.
How would that work?
17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, 17.
You still got it wrong. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. I'm good at math.
All
Wait.
right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you're counting number 20.
I got it. Well,
That's so fun.
I'm so glad I edit the audio.
Oh, no, we're not taking that out. All right. So episode number 44 is the mandate of honesty. Okay, so tell me quickly. Go ahead, Google. Pull your phone out.
Well, honesty isn't, I won't say an easy one, but I think like honesty.
Oh, that's the problem is you think, tell me the definition first. Don't use
Google.
No, tell me what it is before you use the Google.
Being truthful.
Okay, now use Google. While she's looking that up, honesty builds trust. That is the Legos for trust. And trust builds leadership. So honesty is huge in regards to leadership. All right, go ahead. I see that funny face you're making.
Well, because it just the quality of being honest. So let me look up honest
There you go.
definition. free from deceit and untruthfulness, sincere.
Oh, man. Wow. That's refreshing. Free from deceit. That's pretty good. It's not just about not lying, and being truthful.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more to honesty than that. And we're going to unpack some of that today. But when you say be honest, that means that you're not lying.
Right.
Or you're not hiding anything.
Yeah.
And so, and hear this, because some people think, well, Jeremy, when y'all did integrity, you talked about honesty a lot. Yes, we did. But honesty is a part of integrity. It's not the same thing. We talk about these, we have these where we talk about words that are similar but not the same.
Well, and a lot of them you can't have one without the other.
Correct.
But then there's some...
You can't have integrity without honesty.
Right.
But could you have honesty without integrity? Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
So in order to grow in leadership, because that's the question. Everybody wants to follow this show because they want to be a leader, or they are a leader and they want to be better, or maybe they just want to be good at relationships. All these principles apply. But in order to grow in leadership, relationship, or as a person, you must be trusted, right? Honesty is what builds that. You can lead, but if you can't be trusted, you can't lead. Okay? You must be open like a book. You must be honest. You must never lie. And you must tell the whole story, right? Even as good as or bad as it might be. You must never conceal information or hide anything. Ever.
That's hard.
Yeah. You want to talk about being honesty, or you want to talk about being honest, or honesty as a whole. It's almost impossible to do 100% of the time.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's some things that you keep
to yourself. You can see. So here's the thing. Does that mean that you have to go around and just throw up words everywhere you go because you want everybody to know everything? No, that's not what I'm saying. But there's certain things that you'll come across that you need to tell and not conceal. If not intentional about being honest, you won't do that. And so, anyway, just kind of a real slow and steady intro to being honest here. Hear me say, you must be open like a book. You must never conceal information or hide anything. That is so important because someone might say, well, I'm honest because I don't lie. And that's not necessarily the case. The other thing I'll say is that if you're a human, you've lied. And most likely you do it on a regular basis to yourself, to your spouse, or to your friends or your family. Somebody you're lying to, most likely, if you're not really intentional about being honest. Now, does lying mean that you have words came out of your mouth that weren't true? Yes. But it's also a lie. Well, and we'll get into some of that. You can live a lie. You can I know some people that they're habitual liars.
Mm-hmm.
And they can so believe something and say it enough times, they believe it to be true.
Oh my gosh, I know people like that too.
You really do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real thing. And then they will go down guns a-blazing to protect what they have said. And
they start believing it.
They do believe it. They say it enough to begin to believe it. And I'm like, holy cow, that's how bad things happen.
Right.
Really bad things happen. And so, anyway, all right, so let me get to my list here. So honesty, if you don't believe it right now already, if you're not there, honesty is one of the most important qualities a leader can have. It builds trust, respect, and long-term success. Okay? And so here's why honesty matters so much. Basically, we're going to hit a couple things. And what time we got?
We're about 10 minutes in.
Okay. So I'm going to try and like bring this thing down in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to try and do some 30-minute episodes.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to fly through this. And if we end at the end and it's only been 20 minutes, good enough. But okay. Number 1, honesty builds trust. We just said that, right? So people follow leaders they trust. When a leader is honest about decisions, challenges, and mistakes, others will follow. Okay. And, trust makes people willing to cooperate, willing to buy in, willing to give their best effort. And without honesty, trust dissipates. There's no trust without honesty. And when trust is gone, leadership is gone too. There's no leadership without trust, and there's no trust without honesty, right? So we're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yep.
Okay, honesty comes first. So this is one of the most important ones that we have, based on the reason that, again, what comes from honesty is trust, right? So, okay, honest leaders earn respect because they're honest. All right? Honesty, it shows integrity. We've talked about integrity before. If you're listening right now, I would encourage you to go back and listen to integrity. It's good. I don't remember which episode it is.
I was like, I can find out which one. Hold on.
Yeah.
You keep going.
So even when people don't like something that you're doing, they will usually respect what you're doing if you're a person of honesty. And, being transparent and fair, right? So all that's a part of integrity, but it's also somewhat a part of honesty. That's kind of where the two blend, but they are separate things. Which one was it?
Episode 31.
Episode 31 was integrity.
Yes. Leadership that lasts.
That was good. All right, so yeah, go listen to 31. It's pretty good. It kind of echoes the same one, but, finish this one first. All right, so honesty encourages accountability. That's another thing that honesty does. Obviously, it builds trust. It earns respect for the leader, but it also encourages accountability. Honest leaders, listen carefully, this is part of honesty, admit mistakes, right? So you're forthcoming with information. Did I say it on the show that we were going to start doing a monthly meeting and I was going to talk about a mistake I made, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's got to happen. In fact, Maddie, I'm challenging you now to hold me accountable to that.
Got it.
If I don't do it the first time we have a meeting on the 9th, when we have our Impact morning, Impact Academy huddle, if I don't do it, I would like for you to say, hey, Jeremy, right?
You forgot the mistake that
you forgot your mistake, bro.
There's your mistake.
Yeah, you just made another mistake by forgetting. Yeah, so hold me to that, please. Okay, so honest leaders admit mistakes, and this sets a powerful example and creates a culture that is impeccable, okay, where people will take responsibility for their actions and not fear any punishment. None. There's no punishment. We make mistakes. We're human. It's okay.
If it's an honest mistake.
Yes, that's good. Okay. Everybody learns better in that environment. Okay. All right. Number 4. Honesty improves decision making. You don't have to think about what you lie about.
Right.
Yep. So critical. Okay. Honesty strengthens morale and loyalty. People want to work with people who are real. Mm-hmm. In honesty, if you're being honest, people believe that you're real. They don't have to hide. Listen, it's so funny. Oftentimes, and I had conviction in my heart this morning at church. Britt's message was great, but I had conviction over just not being forthcoming enough with sometimes with actually what dwells in me sometimes, right? So like we don't tell everybody everything. We hold back because we don't want anybody to think less of us, right? We do that. And so the honest, great leader of greatness does not do that. He tells everything, okay? Honest leaders create a sense of security and fairness, which boosts morale, and everybody's more loyal to the goal, right? All right. Honesty protects. This is the cool one. So you actually get the alternative. When you're open and candid, it actually protects your reputation rather than harms it. Okay? In other words, and it's so hard for people to understand this, listen to me very carefully. If you guard yourself, the things that you do, you guard all that and you don't share it, it has the reverse effect. You think you're protected and you think that your reputation is protected. The reality is, if you'll open up and you'll start to be completely honest with yourself, with your spouse, with the person you're in relationship with, if you'll just be honest, and be vulnerable, that is what protects your relationship and your reputation. It's amazing. And you got to learn to flip the switch. And so you might be thinking right now, you're listening, and you might be thinking, well, man, yeah, there's all kinds of things I've been hiding. Go tell somebody. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you have no idea how freeing it is. You want to talk about a new level of freedom? You want to talk about really feeling good, like a high that you cannot resist? It's being honest.
Well, and I feel like you don't have to do it when you're saying you go and tell someone. It's not like as a leader in the company, you're like, oh, everyone get together. I got to tell you some things that have been weighing on my heart. It's like, no, stop keeping the thoughts, the things inside of your head and lay them out. Well, for someone,
Yes. And two, again, and if you're hearing this today and you're thinking, man, I just need to go tell everybody everything. No, that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm saying that you need to hide a lot less. Yes. Right. There's still things that you don't need to share with your team.
Yeah.
And there's things that I will not share with my team. And I'll be vulnerable with my team, though. But there is things that I'm not going to share. And there's things, and I'm excited about it. We just hired, last week I made a deal. Impact Service Group is getting a company chaplain for 2026. I'm so excited about it. Not only just for me, but for my guys. Having someone to talk to takes you to being well. And you don't even know it. Like, when you come to the conclusion that you're at the end of your rope, and number one, you know Jesus, right? Number two, you've got someone that's a spiritual authority that's been placed in your life that can minister to you. It is revolutionary. It makes you such a better person. Not just your pastor at your church, but just somebody. And the fact that Impact Service Group, by the way, is putting someone in that position and making that a priority from day one is so powerful. And anyway, I'm excited about it. Brings tears to my eyes.
I'm excited too.
Okay. In simple terms, honesty, telling the truth, never, ever, ever lie. Ever. My dad taught me that. If he didn't teach me anything else, he taught me to never lie. And, that is so difficult but so important. And you don't even, you're thinking, yeah, well, everybody knows not to lie. No, you don't understand. Lying is so much bigger than what you think it is. And being deceitful. Deceiving is what. Go ahead.
I was, so I started this I'm trying to read the Bible from, front to back, whatever. And I have this Bible study that I'm doing, and it talks about our sins and why is it, just tiny sins compared to bigger sins, but why are all sins, like basically like one little bitty lie, whether it's, what time did you get here today? And you lie and say, 30 minutes prior just for whatever reason. It builds on you're like how I look at you. So,
Oh, yeah.
and like, yeah, okay, the first time is fine, but then you continuously do it. And I'm like, why the heck is he lying about, and so the little tiny lies or hang-ups that you are untruthful about they add up. So it's not just like the one big lie of like, yeah, I can't come to work tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
It's like the small ones also matter.
Oh, yeah. Well, small ones build up. Small ones add up to bigger ones.
Yeah.
And, it's like doing drugs or drinking or whatever else. It's no different. One little lie turns into another lie. And then next thing you know, you're in a whole world of lies.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even understand what you're putting your body in through physically, spiritually and physically to maintain that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And, and I'll share a quick story. I'm in the middle of a storm right now at my house. And, I think I've talked to you a little bit about it, Maddie. But this very thing, and I was telling Maddie just before the show, it's so coincidental that this thing comes up. This episode comes up right behind one of my kids lying to me so blatantly. And I hope she never listens to this, but I'm going to speak very freely here because I want you to understand. I've taught my children, my dad, like I said earlier, my father was he was always telling me, never lie to me, never lie to me. And there was a lot of stuff I did not lie to him about. And there were some things I did lie to him about. But there was most of the time I would be honest with him. And there was a reason for that because I just knew he'd figure out. And I was kind of scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
And so Daddy didn't play. My dad didn't play. He was very authoritative. He meant business. And if he said it once, he was always going to say it.
Right.
That kind of thing. And of course, a young man, he and I had a great relationship. But one of the things he taught me was to never lie. And so I went through my life never lying to him. Like I said, there was a time or two, I flipped my four-wheeler one time, and I told him, I said, Dad, I wasn't going that fast, and I wasn't doing a donut. But, of course, I was,
The writing's on the wall there.
Yeah.
He knows.
But anyway, from the very early on, I told my kids, and I have a 17-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old, all three girls. I told them, do not ever lie. No matter what you do, the consequences will not be there unless you lie. And if you lie, the consequences will be there.
Mm-hmm.
You will learn from that. You will not lie to me. And so, anyway, they all know that. But 2 weeks ago, last week and a half ago, whatever, I had found out that my daughter had been doing some things to deceive me. The word you used earlier was deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
So hear me clearly. I had not asked her a question, and she lied to me. That didn't happen at that point anyway. When I found out that she was deceiving me, there was a secret she was keeping from me, one that I very much cared about.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, we are not doing this. And so then she had a secret. We're talking about for 4 months, secret.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found, and by the way, my daughter is one of the best kids I know, period.
Yeah.
Okay? Best kids I know on the planet. And there's no joke about that. She's a very good kid. Honestly, I didn't know she had it in her, but she does. And I found that out last week. So I went to her and I said, hey, I need to ask you something. And of course, I knew the answer to the question. So I always tell my kids, tell everybody this, typically, if I ask you a question, I already know the answer. Okay? Now, obviously that doesn't extend with every question I ask. But when I look at you and say, I have a question, you need to know that I already know the answer. Okay? And that goes for everyone in my life, my wife, my kids, my people that work with me. If I ask you a question, I already know the answer. And so anyway, I tell my daughter this last week. I said, look, I'm about to ask you a question. Do not lie to me. And she said, okay. She's smiling and it's all good. And I said, okay, you're not going to lie to me. She said, nope. And I said, well, have you been seeing this boy? And she said, nope. And I said, really? And she said, nope. I said, when was the last time you seen him? And she said, I don't know. It was August. And I said, really? I said, I'm going to ask you one more time. Have you been seeing this boy? Mm. And she said, nope. No, Daddy, I haven't. I haven't seen him since August. Meanwhile, I have a picture of her seeing him in November. And so, of course, I pull the picture out. She looks at the picture. She looks at the date on the picture. And she just closes her eyes. Mm. Caught. Red-handed.
2 chances, though.
2 chances. And I said, why did you just lie to me? And she just closed her eyes and said, I don't know, Daddy. I already know the answer. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
She was hoping you didn't.
She was hoping that I was trying to bluff her. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so then that proceeded to a series of questions that I got a whole bunch of not desirable answers out of. And I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
Not because of the sin. Not because of the things that she's done with this boy, okay, or the deceit that she was living, but that she had made that little of me, and that our relationship is no better than that. And so I was heartbroken, not because I'm mad at her, but because I haven't done a better job at making that bridge, right? And so I done some serious self-reflection. And what I had to realize was that, number one, we are all sinners and we're all liars if you're not intentional about not being a liar. And so your sin nature will drive you to lie or be deceiving. Mm-hmm. It's there. And it's in me, and it's in you, and it's in our listeners. It's in every single person out there. You are driven to be sinful, and you're driven to lie. And Satan wants nothing more than to destroy you inside by making you lie, okay? And so, anyway, quick story. I'm done with that. But yes, one of my children is caught in the middle of it. We are in a storm right now because my child has lied to me, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out what in the world am I going to do now? Because it's so hard to build trust.
Well, and it's that's a perfect example of honesty, where a lot of people think it's just lying, and it's also the deceit. I mean,
yes.
Did she necessarily lie to you?
No.
Until you asked her the question.
She was being deceitful,
right?
Which is not honest,
right? Yeah.
So it's not
a good example.
Yeah. So it's not just lying. It's not. If you get asked a question, yes, she lied to me, but she was also deceiving me. Mm-hmm. Do you realize that is one of the most consequential things a person can do to a person on the planet? I told my daughter this. I said, you can, by all means, I'm not saying any of this is okay. I said, you can steal, you can murder, you can rape, you can do all these things, okay? And yes, they hurt people. But when you lie to someone, it's as equal to when you deceive someone, it's as equal to all those things as, and we talk about sin is a sin. Mm-hmm. It's as equal to all those things. Because here's the deal. If you murder someone, then you kill them and they're gone, right? That's awful, taking life. But if you're deceiving them, they're still here and you're deceiving them. Yeah. And so it's not worse. Like I said, it's all the same. But it is equally as bad as murder, in my opinion.
Well, and when you deceive somebody, you're affecting them, yes, but you're also affecting yourself, because you're having to, in her situation, you're almost living these two lives of, it can't emotionally be easy, I mean, if you're deceiving people around you at all times.
No, it's got to be stressful.
Yeah.
And hard.
Which I'm not trying to make light of that, but I mean, you're doing damage to yourself and the people that you're deceiving.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. So, do you have a story of when you've been deceived?
Probably, but I haven't thought about it. Okay. Really.
Well, nothing sticks out. Okay, let's talk about the honest person again. So we're going back. Let's talk about an extremely honest person. Do you know one?
I think I know a few. Okay. I'd like to
think about
now it. I'm wondering if I'm being deceived. if people are deceiving me.
Well, you would be surprised. Now, let me say this too. By all metrics, 100% of the metrics in my daughter's life up until last week would lead you to believe that she was an angel sent from God that had never sinned. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Angel sent from God that had not sinned. Now, granted, she's a sinner. I know that. We all know that. But the fruit in her life, she works 2 jobs, she goes to school, she has straight A's, she never was talking to boys in my company, and I'm with her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All I do is work and be with my family, really, especially for the past year.
Yeah.
There was no evidence of her doing anything with any boy.
Mm.
And for 4 months, she was hiding it. Now, I'm not going to reveal how, but it would not be the normal way that you would think it would be hidden from a child. Anyway. All right, moving on. What I'm saying to you is that you might think someone's extremely honest and perfect, but in reality, they're not, and that's hard to find. So, in other words, if my daughter can do that, man, the people out there, normal people that, I say normal people like she's not normal, but people without that on the resume, without the resume that she had, like, they're even more apt to lie or be deceiving.
Yeah.
So, anyway, honest person, extremely honest person tells the truth even when it costs them something.
Yeah.
Right? Admit mistakes without making excuses. Hello, we're home. Let me turn that in silent. Sorry. What about this? Even keeping promises is a form of honesty. Do what you say you're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That makes sense. Yeah. But I don't ever think of it.
Say what you mean and mean what you say. That's a form of honesty. Okay? Keeping a promise is honest. How many promises have you dropped? Or how many things have you said you're going to do and not do?
See, that's where I've learned in the last year to not say that I'm going to do very much.
Yeah, you have to say no.
Yeah, because I'm the type of person that takes on too much and then slacks at, when you put everything on the table, it's instead of giving 100% to something, I give 80% to everything. And so I've learned that over the last year. And so but I always follow through with what I say I'm going to do. But I might be
at the expense of what?
My sleep, stress, I mean.
Well, when you're sleep deprived and stressed, who takes the consequences of that?
Probably my husband and my children.
Ruben, I'm helping you here,
and
brother.
Soon to be you, because I'll be at work.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to be healthy at Impact.
No, I know.
But yes, when I talked earlier about my conviction, I feel like that conviction for my family. And look, I'm not perfect. I'm a workaholic. I am. I can't help it. I mean, I can help it. I need to help it, but it's hard. It's a struggle for me as I work all the time. And so, I mean, when you own a company, you have to, but anyway, I believe it is important to manage all those things in your life so that you're good, that your glass is full
Yeah.
for the world, especially your wife and kids or your husband. And yeah.
Yeah.
Kids. Okay. An extremely honest person treats everyone the same.
Ooh.
Not just people in power, not just whatever. But honesty also, an honest person treats everyone the same. We are all made in the image of God. What's the Latin word for the image of God? It's omega Dei. Hang on.
Oh, you're asking.
No, I got it right here. I just looked at it the other day. Omega Dei. It's Latin for the image of God. We are all made in the image of God, and we all bleed red blood. And so we ought to treat everyone the same. And we don't. You don't. I don't. If you're listening to this show, you do not treat everyone the same unless you're intentional about it.
I was about to say, I try to, but sometimes it gets the best of me where I'm like, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I roll.
You judge people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try not to.
Yeah. I know it's hard. All right, check this one out. An extremely honest person doesn't change the story depending on who's listening.
Ooh. Oh. And cut. That's tough.
So,
because when I'm talking to my friends and my husband and whoever, I'm certainly not telling my mom the same.
Yeah, you don't share the same version of the story.
It's just parts of it.
Yeah.
No. Or I just don't tell it at all.
Right.
That's funny. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'm sure that a lot of listeners, you're the same person no matter who
you're with.
Yeah.
Well,
we've talked about that before.
We're talking about being honest. We're talking about being real, honest and real, and all that's in the same thing. So when you hear the term, we're going to be honest, that doesn't mean you're not lying.
Right.
That's a whole lot more to that, right? What are you thinking?
That one just threw me off a little bit, I guess. Well, I think in a leader position, when you're at work, yes, you are, one, you're treating everyone the same, but two, you're talking to everyone in the company the same. So whether it be the lowest man on the totem pole to the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
You're the same person every time, which I get that.
Yeah.
But in life, being an extreme honest person, if you're not that same way outside of work, then you're living two lives.
You're living two lives. Yep. Well, and I'll be first to tell you, I share everything with everybody. I don't there's nothing to hide, because as soon as you start hiding things, you begin to build this wall around you.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
You're building walls around you. You might as well just have a hammer and a nail and post, and you're building a fence, because that's literally what's happening when you're living a lie.
Yeah.
But we have huddles at Impact where my helpers, I got 19-year-old kids that don't have any business knowing a lot of things, but I tell them why. I want them to know. I want them to have all the information they could possibly have to help us on our journey and on the mission. So imagine a team captain, or imagine a teacher who admits when they've made a grading mistake and they fix it immediately. Or imagine, just honesty takes courage too, right?
Yeah.
And so if you can just imagine a world where everyone is honest, it's a completely different world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so people like this can become trusted leaders. They can become great leaders. And again, remember, the mandates that we talk about are set so that you can become great. Okay? You can become a great leader.
Right.
Instead of just a good leader. And where are we at? Are we really over 30 minutes? Oh my God.
40.
Never get this thing. All right, so we're gonna
41.
we're gonna
actually.
we're gonna land the plane right here. A question for you. Oh my gosh, we didn't even, man. All right, here we go. I'm trying to figure out how to finish this thing. Hang on. All right, let's just do this. So when I think about the most honest person I know, I realize that honesty is not just about telling the truth, right? You know that. You know that now. You know that now.
Now I know it.
It is about your character, which we've talked about character before.
Yep.
But the most honest people are often quiet and consistent. Okay, and
quiet.
They can be, right? So that's not a necessary, and it doesn't mean if you're loud that you're not honest. It basically consistency in your who you are and being real and being candid and being all these things.
Yeah.
They lead you to be honest. And so what I would say is, obviously, what we talked about, this honesty takes courage. And so there's so many things you could spin in on this. But I've learned that the honest people earn trust because their words match their actions too, right? They're not just saying one thing and doing another. When they make a promise, they keep it. When they're wrong, they take responsibility. Being around someone like that is encouraging. And you begin to build your honest tank up. Okay. You have a tank. You always have a tank.
Yeah.
Leadership
tank.
Yeah. And so honesty and all these things begin to fill that up. But honesty helps you understand how important it is in everyday life in order to be a leader. And so, I basically chase being honest myself personally, and I'm really intentional about it. And so the challenge is that for you as a leader, as a listener to the Impact Show, be honest.
Yeah.
Don't lie. And all the other things we talk about, being honest and what being honest actually is, pursue those things because it's really foundational in your journey as a leader. And so I'm going to land it right there. We're going to be less than 45 minutes.
That's a good.
Yeah. Pearl. So I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good.
You got any questions?
Mm-mm. I'm going to start acting the same around everybody, I guess.
That's probably going to be the takeaway for next
for
week.
sure.
So,
for sure.
Anyway. All right, cool. Well, we're landing the plane. Thank y'all for joining us and lead well.
Yep. Thank you.